nobody is really trying to change what's on the inside. Everybody's trying to change on the outside. Change their house, change their car, change, their looks. Nobody is really trying to change what's going on the inside. What's up, y'all? For those who don't know, my name is Amari Kalia, and I am back with another video. So y'all, I know it's been probably about a month since I've actually recorded a video and gave you all some content based on my health journey. But I felt really inclined to do this video because the other day on Instagram, I put this quote on my story and it actually got a lot of, I guess, likes, or people seem to like what I said. So I thought that I would kind of elaborate on what I said in a YouTube video. So if you're new to my channel, I post all type of health content. I'm really big on like self-improvement, self-development, and health. Those are some of the things that I really care about, especially right now in my life. So if that's the type of content that you want to see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and like and comment on this video. So the quote said, "Real growth requires isolation, humbleness, and sacrifice." So those are the three things I'm going to talk about: isolation, humbleness, and sacrifice. So I'll give you all a backstory. Basically, I'm 22 years old. I just graduated from college in May. Today is November 5th, so that kind of gives you a little bit of a timeline. I've been working at my current job since July 1st up until now, and quite frankly, I really do not like my job. It takes so much of my time in regards to, it's not a 9 to 5, it's a 9 to whenever I got work, plus working on call, and then also sometimes I have to work third shift, and that just does not work with me. It doesn't sit right with me. And for the past 2 weeks, I've really been struggling in regards to, is this what God wants for me right now, or is this God telling me to get out and go find me a new job? So I have really been struggling with that, and I've really been trying to take control of my thoughts and my mind and pay attention to like who I'm taking advice from, things of that nature. And I'll be honest and say that it is really hard. But down to the core, what I really realized is that I need to change. I need to change my mindset. I need to change my attitude. I just really want to work internally when it comes to change. I really want to change my mindset about a lot of things to being a more positive person, and basically just stepping into that power that I know I have within. So as I'm on this journey, I'm just realizing that a lot of the stuff that I'm experiencing is things that we aren't taught about. I know, like, when it comes to like financial literacy, we aren't taught about that. We aren't taught about how to control or react to our emotions. We aren't told anything about self-development and self-improvement and, being self-aware. We're not taught those things. And I've always been super aware of, I guess, myself and life, if that makes sense. So I've always been really reflective on myself and the world. And so I'm just like, I've always been a very disciplined person, and I've always kind of like stayed true to myself. So with that being said, it's still hard for me to make those changes that I need to make. So I'm just really like getting back to the core of things and really just trying to unlock a lot of the things that I've learned and relearning everything. So I'm just realizing that first, change requires isolation. So when I say change requires isolation, I don't mean like don't talk to anybody, don't go anywhere, don't do anything. What that means for me is like staying away from those things that are not helping me or benefiting me. More so, like, I'm not gonna go to the club. I'm not gonna go hang out with people who are going to try to pressure me to do things that I don't want to do because it's not aligned with where I'm going. And essentially, I am isolating from a lot of people and a lot of things, because when you're really trying to change, you're like the only one in your life who's really trying to change. Yeah, we all chasing a bag. Yeah, we all chasing the next whatever that's going on in the culture, but nobody is really trying to change what's on the inside. Everybody's trying to change on the outside, change their house, change their car, change, their looks. Nobody is really trying to change what's going on in the inside. That is where the real work is. So when you're trying to change who you are on the inside, it's very hard to relate and align with people, because we live in a society where people run away from what's going on inside of them, and they chase things to get that little validation or satisfaction. So when I say change requires isolation, that means to break away and stay away from the things that are not aligned with where you want to go. So that can be people, that can be things, but really just get into that zone where you are focused on yourself, and you're focused on yourself, and you're really like paying attention to the energy that's around you. And that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day, but that's what I mean when I say change requires isolation. Like, sometimes you have to be alone. Sometimes you have to, call people once a week instead of 3-4 times a week. Sometimes you have to sit by yourself at work, or sometimes you have to go eat by yourself or go to the movies by yourself. Like, when you're on this journey of trying to change, you will be doing a lot of things by yourself, but that's really hard to come to terms with. But that's what I have found while I'm on this journey. So the next thing that's required to change is humbleness. For me, that means being open to trying new things and being open to the unknown. I feel like when you're not humble, you're really caught up in your ego, and you're really caught up in yourself, selfishly, if that makes sense, because you definitely want to focus on yourself, but not to the extent where you think you have all the answers, and you're not open to different methods of information, or you're just not open to hearing something new. So for example, like, you don't read books, or you don't want to listen to podcasts or YouTube videos, or your mom or your friend. I definitely think there's kind of like a line there when it comes to who you can listen to. You got to think about where they are in life, and what their philosophy is on life. I will say that. But when you're on this journey, most people who are on this journey, they know like who they can take advice from and who they can't take advice from, and that's just, it is what it is. So when you're trying to change, you definitely need to be humble to the point where you know that you do not have all the answers, and you're not so full of yourself to the point where you don't think you can be wrong. Like, I might have thought that something was for me, or I would have liked something, but it takes me trying something else to realize, dang, I really do like this instead of this. Or like, if I know me personally, like, my parents are always telling me, like, they're always telling me something, and then I always go against it and be like, well, no, I think this might be better. And then maybe a day or two later, I'm calling them back like, okay, you was right. I definitely should have tried to do this first. So when you're trying to change, definitely be humble, be open to trying new things, and don't be so caught up in yourself. Let go of that ego. Let go of that need to always be right, and just know that you can never stop learning. Like, it doesn't matter how much of an expert you become at your job, you can always learn something new. So just always be humble. People don't say that for no reason. Like, I'm sure you've seen celebrities who are at the top, and you be like, they are not humble, and they make you feel away. Well, you can have that same type of demeanor. Like, when you're trying to change, be humble. Like, be open, and be receptive of information. Now, I left the hardest one for the end. Change requires sacrifice. Now, that is something that I am not new to. I have always sacrificed doing what I want to do with doing what I need or have to do. And that can show up in so many different ways. Like, for instance, my cousin, her birthday was a couple weeks ago, and she had a game night. And everybody, drinking or whatever, cool. I didn't touch a drink. And I know somebody has said to me, they was like, how can you not drink with all this alcohol sitting in front of you? Well, first of all, I don't want to drink for just health reasons. Like, that's number one. That's the number one reason why I don't drink. I'm on this journey of trying to improve my health, and I want to be on track to living a very healthy lifestyle. So I don't drink. Like, sometimes I used to get occasional like drinks here and there, but I haven't done that in months. Since my birthday, which is July 17th. I haven't had a drink since then. And it feels good, it feels amazing, but that's a sacrifice that I'm making because I know where I'm going. Excuse my dog. Because I know that's where I am going. Sometimes you're gonna have to sacrifice going to the club. Instead of going to the club this weekend, you gotta go to work. And me personally, I'm making a huge sacrifice because I'm getting a new job. I'm going from working Monday to Friday, having my weekends to myself, to possibly getting a new job where I will have to work on the weekends. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that sacrifice because I know where I'm going, and I want peace. I don't want to be so stressed out. I have not been this stressed out since I was in college. Yeah, I am very stressed out with this job, and it does not feel good. And I'm not saying that I fold under pressure, as they may say. I'm very good under pressure, but I'm self-aware enough, and I have a great understanding of what God has in store for me to know that this job is not for me and that this is not what I want for myself right now. So yes, I'm making that sacrifice. So that's the thing, like, that's probably the number one reason why people can't reach their goals. It's because they don't want to sacrifice. Yes, when you're trying to lose weight or whatever, no, you can't eat a Davy cake every day, or no, you can't go out to eat with your friends this weekend because you have a goal that you're trying to reach. And that's where isolation kind of comes in there, because the people around you are not going to understand where you're trying to go. The people around you are not going to be supportive to the extent that you need. So you're going to have to isolate away from them until you think you're strong-minded enough to be around them. Or shoot, you might not be able to be around them at all because their energy is so thick and so out of loop of where you are going that you don't even want to be around them anymore. Especially once you get to where you really like seeing the fruits of your labor, you're gonna be like, I don't even want to hang out with them no more. But that's a whole nother conversation. But sacrifice is really important. It's the hardest thing that I think that's probably one of the hardest things that keeps people from reaching their goals, especially myself. Like, even like when it comes to money, like you gotta sacrifice whether you can go on this trip or not, or whether you can buy that pair of shoes that's on sale. Excuse me, it's really hard. It takes a lot of mental strength. Like, that's why mental health and your mindset is probably well, I know for a fact that's the number one thing that you have to master if you want to change. Like, you have to master your thoughts. You have to master your philosophy on life. You need to understand what your standards are, what your boundaries are, and those will change. Like, one year, your mindset might be this, but as you evolve and you grow, it may change, and that's fine. Life is all about change and sacrifice, in my opinion. So I think that once you get to a point where you know who you are and you know where you want to go, change will become easier. I'm not going to say easy because change is never easy. Change is very uncomfortable. But you just have to, I think if you kind of get an understanding of the three things that I just talked about, I think that you will have a better understanding of why you're feeling the way you feel while you're on this journey to change. And maybe it'll help you understand what you need to do in order to change. Y'all, I really love to talk about things like this. Me and my boyfriend, we talk about stuff like this every single day. There's not a day that go by where we don't talk about how we're trying to improve ourselves, and we're talking about like how we don't feel like we're a part of the culture because we're focused on the inner work. We're not focused on how we look on the outside. I mean, of course we care about how we look on the outside, but not to the extent where we are pouring more into our looks you know, instead of pointing to, you know, how we feel on the inside mentally, and emotionally and spiritually. So if you enjoy this video and if you want to see more videos like this, which I intend to do anyway, please like and comment on this video. I plan to keep you guys updated as to my journey in life. Of course, you all know I am still working now. I know I haven't uploaded a video in like 3 to 4 weeks, but stay tuned because I promise when I start my new job, or not even that, this week, I'm gonna bring out another health vlog so you all can see, you know, my workouts, what I'm eating every day. I have lost a lot of weight. I bought some pants from Shein that I had like over the summer. I couldn't fit them, and I wore them to work yesterday. Like I could actually fit them like really, really well. So that was a sign for me, and it felt good to know that I am getting closer to where I want to be physically. I hope y'all enjoy. Please, like I said, like and comment on this video, and stay tuned for more.